Okay, and I am back with another layout. This one here is a team challenge for a party that we were doing over on the Secret Not Secret Kit Club Facebook group. And basically what it is that it's a team challenge. So we were assigned a group of girls, and in order of whichever way we chose, one of the gals had to pick a sketch, which it briefly came by. Another gal had to pick a color scheme, and then another one had to pick a shape. I had to pick a technique, and then I can't remember what else was on the notepad. I apologize. But I'm just showing you guys that I went through my label bin and pulled out all of the colors because the sketch was mostly mixed media and it didn't have a whole lot of embellishments to it. So I thought that I would bring in some more of the color by adding a little bit of labels as well as all of my hexagons. And I have 4 photos that I've already trimmed down so that way they all fit on a single page rather nicely. And I plan on using these really old, close to my heart puffy stickers that are from a few years back. I can't remember exactly what year, but I like their puffies. They're actually really super soft and smooth. Anyways, because orange is not part of our color scheme, I'm just going to take a few minutes and trim away all of the orange, but I'm not going to trim away like the orange that's mixed in with other colors because I'll end up actually covering that up. So what I did was I also cut my piece in half because I wanted some of the hexagons kind of away from my photos, so that way they're a little bit more visible instead of hidden by most of these photos. I know that that's not part of the sketch or in the sketch, but I kind of veered away from the sketch. Took a quick photo of how my photos were laid out because I know by the time I am done watercoloring, I will completely forget. So basically what I did was I found out where my colors were within the hexagons and sprayed a little bit of water and then started just taking my watercolor pens, or I think they're markers is what this Altenew brand calls them. And I just squeeze and drop. So I'm applying the water instead of painting with them. I am using them as basically ink wells. And I love this technique. I love how quick and easy they are because I don't have to use I do use a paintbrush, but I don't have to use a paintbrush, if that makes any sense. I didn't have to keep dipping my brush into multiple colors to pick it up and then try and get all this ink on a page. I love splashing it down and getting all of that ink without little effort. I mean, it took nothing whatsoever to get all that ink on the page. Anyways, while that is off drying into, in space, I decided I'm going to map my photos. Now I want a white border around my photos. That way they kind of pop off this very bright page. Plus, it kind of gives that dimension or that barrier away from, a lot of color on the photos and then a lot of color on the layout as well. And then I just really enjoy photo mats. You guys, it's my thing. I've always had to map my photos. I've tried. I can't do it. Anyways, I'm also going to take a few minutes and put my photos on some black cardstock as well, but I have to go get some black cardstock. And as I was putting it on my desk, my camera kind of went out of focus. So I just fast forwarded all of that portion until it came back into focus. Anyways, what are we doing? My girlfriend and I went to a pinners conference. Now, if you guys don't know what a pinners conference is, and if you guys do, yay for you. I've never heard of one. My girlfriend's like, hey, do you want to go to Salt Lake for the pinners conference? And I was like, what's that? And she goes, really? You use Pinterest all the time and you don't know what a pinners conference is? Nope, had no clue. I do live in a box. By the way, I don't get out much unless it's to the great outdoors. And there's no TV, no internet, no anything over there. So I don't get out much. And it drives her nuts sometimes. But yeah, she's like, let's go check it out. It's supposed to have all these really cool booths of, pinner inspired items and things like that. And we found some really cool I mean, really cool things. It was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Found companies that we never thought that we would find. She ended up finding the Magnolia Design Company, which is a stenciling company. So they make screen stencils and this chalk ink that is pretty stinking cool. And I've actually used the chalk ink on my scrapbooking. So I really liked it. I liked the effect of it and how easy it is to dry and all that good jazz. Anyways, getting back to the layout and putting everything down. Now I do have my photo of where I had my photos placed over off to the side. And so that's kind of why it looks like I'm slowly putting my photos back on the layout. It's because I wanted to put them exactly back the way I had them, except for now they're a little bit larger because of the fact that I have a border around them. And so they don't go exactly where I have it. I completely covered up all of my green paint. That is okay. It doesn't bother me in the least. Not one bit. And now what I'm trying to do is cover up the orange. So again, it was in our color scheme. We had navy, yellow, red, and then there was green and then light blue, which I didn't do any of the light blue. I figured that there was enough in my photos to represent, but these colors are all in my photos and I was like absolutely in love with it. Truly. So basically what I'm doing now is I am going to take all of my labels and put them with my, color on color. I've never really done a tone on tone, color on color layout before. And because of my lack of no green, I didn't bring it over enough or out enough, I should say. I was struggling with the green just a little bit, but I get over it quickly. It's one of those that is just, let it go. So, but I am trying to do the, put the green on the green and the red on the red and yada, yada, yada. And so anyways, that's what I'm trying to do. I pulled out this adorable little camera, wood veneer that is by the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. I absolutely love this. I find it so stinking adorable. So the first thing I did was I coated it black and I'm hurrying up and quickly. I thought I took this part out. I must not have. But I'm trying to quickly get this brand new Nuvo that I got. It's almost like a butter. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. But I was trying to get it mixed up before my black dried so I could put it on and then it would spread out and kind of give it that shimmer look. It's not exactly what I expected it to because, to be honest, this Nuvo does not splatter very well, but it's also very pale and it doesn't look like it splatters very well. But once it dries, it's not as pale as it goes on. Does that make sense? So it definitely is lighter as it dries, but then when it goes on the layout, or when it dries, it is like vibrant, like, wow, super gold. Anyways, I also am having a hard time of not getting ink everywhere. I was impatient. I did not wait for my red ink to dry. And so everything I touch gets a dab of red ink. And I'm like, what is going on? So I am trying my hardest to not get red ink everywhere else all over the layout at the same time as I want to hurry up and finish my layout because I was super excited. When I get super excited about, how a layout is coming together, I just want to keep going. I don't want to pause and get out of that excitement for creating this layout. I just really super want to, be in the mood and stay in that mood until it's done. And the red paint was hindering that move quite a bit. So I'm basically using all of these really cute puffy hexagons to cover up all of those whoopsies that I had going on. And in the end, I don't think that it's visible at all. I don't really think you could tell that my fingers got red ink everywhere, but they were little dabbies of red ink, if that makes sense. So they weren't like big fingerprints or big smudges or anything like that. So to finish off this layout, I am going to take my Altenew watercolor pen or marker, I think is what it's called, and splatter some black splatters. Now, at first, I was being very gentle. I did not want to squeeze it so hard that I got this big glob of black that I didn't want anywhere. I wanted teeny tiny little black splatters that were kind of sort of like non-existent, but yet still there. And so I squeeze it a little bit and then I tap it really, really hard to get those teeny tiny little splatters. But I don't squeeze it so much that I get a big blob. Anyways, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun creating this layout. I absolutely love using my watercolors and playing along with team challenges and whatnot. All right, I will check y'all later. Bye.